papa ko ko bi mi gbomo be je jata. O chongele lebine. Oyin pa no si so ke na sane. Agbene dum fi ni wo ne o pa na we ala efo. Problem song, same time we be solutions. Problem song, same time we be.
Yesterday, we were at Alisa Hotel to witness the official unveiling of newly minted Black Stars coach Carlos Queiroz. Now, Nathan, this was an event that was well advertised, and because of the interest around Carlos Queiroz and how journalists wanted to know what he brings to the table, a lot of media men were present, as should be the case. Now, the event was supposed to be in two parts, where there's the official introduction of the coach to all media men present and all supporter groups present. So, once that part was done, the next part was supposed to be the Q&A, the questions and answers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let this get to the Ghana Football Association that supporter groups, supporters do not have any business in any press conference that is organized by them in this country. So if they want supporters to be present and be giving fans and be playing music and be cheering and be clapping, that doesn't happen in any press conference anywhere in the world. Nathan, we have been to press conferences. Have you been to any CAF organized press conference and seen supporter unions there present?
Nope.
Have you gone to any FIFA organized press conference and seen media men present? Seen supporter groups present?
Nope.
Even when we go to watch matches, there's a reason why the media is separated from everybody who comes to the stadium. Media men will need their privacy to do their work. Same way when you organize a press conference, the supporter, it is not a fan engagement. It is a press conference. It is a media engagement. I have not seen any way in this world where supporters occupy half of the room, journalists would become squatters in their own press conference. I saw a lot of journalists sitting on the floor, standing outside, trying to monitor what was happening in there. When supporters were comfortably seated with their drums and their trumpets, disturbing all through the press conference. Nathan, when Carlos Queiroz, the voice I just played, when Carlos Queiroz was answering the questions, who are those clapping?
Was the supporters?
Who are those singing?
Was the supporters?
Does that happen in any proper press conference?
No, it doesn't.
So why does the FA always encourage this? Why does the Ghana Football Association always endorse this? There was chaos in the room. There was chaos. There was a lot of noise. Look, Carlos Queiroz, after his speech, the whole place turned into a Jama room. The supporters turned the press conference into a Jama conference. So all we were hearing now was the voices of the supporters singing, Carlos say, Carlos say. Look, was that the reason why we were there? So the coach was answering questions. Whilst answering questions, the moment he hits a note, trumpet. The moment he hits a note, yes. The moment he hits a note, clap, applause. What was that? I have not seen this anywhere before. That a press conference is organized by the ministry, meet the press. And in that meet the press, you see supporter union members there, supporter groups there, with their drums and their trumpets. So when the minister drops an answer, yeah, 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 yeah. What is that? When presidents organize meet the press at the Jubilee House, do we go there with supporters to go and cheer and clap? When we go to parliament, do we see supporters in the gallery clapping and cheering? So you see, when you call an event a press conference or a media engagement, in fact, Nathan, how many supporters asked Carlos Queiroz questions yesterday? How many?
None.
So what was their business in there? No, so they were there to sing, to make noise. Yesterday, journalists did not have a place to sit. But supporters had occupied top seats, preventing journalists to come in from doing their work. There was so much noise. I mean, what was that? What was that about? Because at the table, there was Carlos Queiroz, there was Desmond Ofei, and there was the communications director of the Ghana Football Association. Two of us.
Yes.
It meant that was a press conference. So why don't we see all these supporters ahead of games when the Black Stars are going to play? So ahead of games, when we go to our normal press conferences, why don't we see the supporter groups there? Why don't we see the supporters there with their drums and their trumpets, if it is allowed, or if it's something that should be done? So why do we allow this? Why does the FA allow this? You see, and this is not the first time they've done this thing. Maybe somebody should tell them that, look, it is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. If you want your supporters to be there, fine. But don't let them be part of the media engagement that is going on. They have no business there. So imagine yesterday, at that press conference, all the journalists decided to walk out. Would the supporters, would they have been able to engage Carlos Queiroz? To get the kind of response you would need? No way. And the FA should watch this. This is not the first time. I remember last time Ohini Brenya raised this issue.
Yeah, our colleague Ohini Brenya.
Yes.
Yeah.
They almost dealt with him. The supporters were not happy. But they had absolutely no business in that press conference. They were rather creating a nuisance. What was all this giving fans and drama about? What was it about? So England coach Thomas Tuchel is granting a press conference.
Imagine.
And then the supporters are there, cheering, clapping, singing. What is that? Look, let's be professional. You see, let's do a professional job. Let's do a professional job. We needed all the tranquility in this world to give our listeners and our viewers the best of coverage. Nathan, listen to the noise. Listen to the noise. Listen to the noise in the whole discussion that went on. Where does this happen? Where does this happen? Nathan, me have not seen it before. Maybe coach, maybe you have seen it somewhere. But where does this happen?
I haven't seen it anywhere.
So every single question Carlos Queiroz answered yesterday, you would hear singing, you would hear trumpets, you would hear claps. Nathan, do media men go to press conference to go and clap for the speaker?
Clearly not.
It's Sporty FM, the voice of sports.
This only happens here. It is not right. It is not right. It was not a fun engagement too. You see, the supporters unions, they've gone into overdrive. You see, at this point, they've gone. We saw them at the airport. Mm-hmm. I don't know who invited them. I don't know who didn't invite them, but they were there in their numbers. At the airport, there was nothing happening there. There was no press conference. They were there to give him funds. Fair enough. If they were coming to give him funds after he was officially announced to the good people of Ghana, fair enough. But not to be part of the media engagement. They had no business sitting in that engagement. They've gone into overdrive. You see, they want to over-impress. They want to impress because there's an opportunity for the best performers to be taken to the World Cup. So at this point, even if you are not wanted in a certain space, you have to be there to perform, to be recognized. Look, they could have done this outside. And I think that, look, the FA should check some of these things. It is not needed. It is not necessary. It is not important. But for the kind of gadgets media men brought and the kind of production media houses put together, I mean, the press conference would have been marred by so much noise and so much chaos. Okay, let's check some of these things. Look, if I play any reaction from Carlos Queiroz, you'd hear supporters in there. And this doesn't happen anywhere. And this should stop. Coach, you were there yesterday?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, am I telling lies?
No. No, you can play back.
Nathan, am I telling lies?
No, you can play back.
I've been to so many press conferences all over the world at various competitions. Never have I seen this happen, that they allow supporters into the press. It's not a supporters conference.
No.
It's a press conference. So it beats my imagination what supporters are doing in there.
But what they want to do is what you saw, what you heard.
And I don't know
And
why.
is that part of a press conference?
It's not. I listen, please. The GFE, you see, the GFE, we need to get really serious. We need to get serious. We need to get serious. We can't have that at very serious press conferences, singing, shouting, jumping up and down. What was that for? What were supporters? Yesterday I saw videos and pictures. I was so sad.
Nathan, supporters were sitting, journalists were standing.
Colleague journalists were sitting on the floor. I saw a picture.
Yes.
Whose picture was it? The lady from GTV, what's her name? Tilly.
Yeah.
Charlie, she was sitting on the floor.
Supporters were sitting.
With her phone trying to record. Abba!
Supporters were sitting.
Why? Why was she sitting on the floor recording? And then the seats had been taken by supporters, so journalists were standing. No, like, have we ever seen this before?
No.
In other football crazy countries, do we see in Brazil? Have you ever seen this happen in Brazil before?
No.
Where there is a press, they are unveiling Carlo Ancelotti, and journalists are sitting on the floor, and the room has been taken over by supporters. How?
To come and cheer
Sports.
and support.
You will not see this anywhere.
It shouldn't happen.
Listen, if anybody said they have seen this somewhere, they should come and let me know. If somebody says they have seen this elsewhere, they should come and let me know. The final thing I'll say...
Nathan, look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. Look, journalists are sitting on the floor.
Sitting on the floor. On the floor.
Supporters have taken the space.
The final thing I'll say is this. You see, I said I would not. I told myself I would not do this, but I'll do it.
Nathan, you have to do it.
I'm calling on the Sports Writers Association of Ghana. They are the welfare body for us, not so. Ray. Very good.
Swag.
So I'm begging Swag, because if I say something, I'll become the topic of the day and they'll insult me from morning to evening. So I'm begging them. Mr. Kwabena Iboa, I beg you, please deal with the GFA. Tell the GFA that...
Look at Abigail. Abigail is squatting. Look, can you
It's
imagine?
so unfair. It is so. Look at this. Journalists are sitting on the floor. What is the meaning of
Can you
this?
imagine? Look at them.
And the seats have been taken by support. What for?
That's still, yeah.
Yes. I mean, what for? I beg you, Mr. Kwabena Iboa, please talk to the GFA. Tell the GFA that going forward, when we are having press conference, if the supporters want to be, they should put them outside. They can give color to the event before we start and after we start. But let them not be in the room, take the seats, and now journalists are squatting, kneeling, standing on chairs. And why?
Sporty FM.
We are supposed to do this work in an environment of dignity.
In a very professional way.
Very professional. Where would we go in the world? And then we'll see journalists kneeling on the floor, sitting on the carpet to record press conference. Where has it happened?
And yesterday there were BBC reporters there.
Look at all of this.
The BBC reporters, Sky Sports reporters, DW, Al Jazeera.
See,
they were all there.
I'm pleading with the leadership of Swag. Please have a conversation with the GFA. When the press conference is meant for journalists and reporters and the media, it's not meant for supporters. They can be outside, they can add color before and after, but they cannot be in the room, because when they are in the room, there are no chairs for journalists to sit on.
No.
Now, to the GFA, if the venue is a problem, find a bigger venue.
Take us to Accra Sports
If
Stadium.
the venue is the problem, find a bigger venue so journalists can be comfortable and sit down.
Yes.
And let's do our work.
Look at that.
How long will these events take? They are not lengthy events. So please, let us learn to do the best things. The best practice globally. And I'm saying, if somebody has seen anything contrary, come and challenge us.
And if anybody is doubting us this morning, Carlos Queiroz speaking to journalists, his first words. Let's listen to what happened.
My first words are exactly to express my gratitude and tell, starting from the federation, president, the board, the government of God that support me, the fans. That is an honor and a privilege for me to be here today. Very, very special. I know since I arrived, I start to feel it, that this is the soul of the Black Stars. Yesterday, I saw and I feel the vibration, and I start to realize that the soul of the Black Stars is huge. It is huge. So that means that our dream and expectations are also huge. I must say that after 8 national teams and a couple of important competitions, this is the biggest challenge of all my entire career. And I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I can promise and guarantee to you that I will bring 40 years of my knowledge and experience to every single division of Ghana. I am a coach, you can see in my CV, that fortunately with the help of God and my players, I have a symbolic record of wins in the game in terms of international games. And in a humble way, I can say I feel good on that. So I trust and I believe that with the support of my staff, support of the board, the support of the press, support of the friends and the fans, special, the supporters, all together, one Ghana, united, with the cohesion and with a lot of ambition, I believe and I trust that we can do it. We can bring success and happiness for the people. So, in a simple way, I can say to you, I feel ready. Are you ready also? Sorry, I didn't listen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do it together. Let's do it.
And that was how the press conference went yesterday. So me, I didn't know that now when journalists go to press conferences, they go with trumpets, they go with drums, they go with maracas, they go with dondo, they go with castanets, right? Nathan, that thing they play. Coach Chris has it. Yeah. Ododonko. What's the name?
Yeah.
Ododonko. Me, I didn't know that now our journalists go to press conferences with those things. So Nathan, who are those? Who are those people? Who are those people clapping and shouting? Coach, help me. Who are those people? You said they were what?
They were the supporters.
In the press conference.
Mm-hmm. You saw
In the press conference.
You saw the videos.
I mean, we can do better. We can do better. These things shouldn't be happening. These things shouldn't be happening.
Going forward, we need to stop this things. And as you rightly said, at the point when the coach was answering questions, supporters at the back were talking. There was this question that somebody asked, And they were surprised about the question the person asked, and the talks and the moment in there was too bad. So he has to take a while to get up to tell them to sit down. And for me, I think that we need to change all these things. And I don't think it's.
Well, coach. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that going forward, we need to change from this attitude and all that. It doesn't help. Point. Otieje was closer to me. He and Muftao were closer to me, and journalists were sitting just and they had to let them move from the space that was left for at least for the MC on the day. Probably let me put it that way. Probably giving the mic to the journalist who wants to ask questions. He has to struggle to go through and all that. For me, and this is being shown all over the world.
Yeah.
You see, what signals are we sending?
It was streaming live.
Yes, what signals are we sending out there? I believe that, they could have at least given a quota just behind the venue. And at the end of the day, when everything is settled or done, when the pressure is done, then probably they can come and do their singing and, this Jama stuff, TV fans. But within the conference hall, I think it's not good. I don't think it's good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Moving on, I think that hopefully the FA would learn very, very important lessons from what happened yesterday. And moving on, we'll not have some of these things happen again. It's very important that, you cannot take the supporters away from the game. They are a part of the game. But let's know where to keep them. Let's know where to engage them and when to engage them and where to take them. It's very important. There's a reason why when you go to the stadium, you don't see journalists in the stands. There's a reason why they have a media tribune. There's a reason why the fans have their own sitting areas and the media also have their sitting area. There's a reason why. So let's respect that as much as possible. Let's respect that.
The problem song, same time we be solution. The problem song, I won't go problem song, same time we be solution. Durman, dear. You mo yo na hon, Ramo kukekenye ke mogba wani. You money feel, Kwanshima shike machine na nyaka. Claim Croupon, no trimio la coche ko adidong bani. Gagne to mueno, a capace jemegbele o non sani. O see you get kata, big go phone papa, a kajin baby who fein yak be kada, na pache ujala, if your ton yapa. Papa, what could be big bomo beje jata. O chong ele libin.
So this is my problem for today.
Ne don't feel ni wone open away alike.
Well, this is my problem of the day, and I hope that those who have the responsibility of making sure some of these things don't happen take necessary action. Let's get onto the phone lines and let's engage our senior colleague. Last time I saw them give him ace journalist. He's a veteran journalist, Godfred Akotobuafo. Let's have a conversation with him. Godfred, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty Breakfast.
Thank you very much, Raymond. And I take offense at being labeled as a senior colleague or a veteran journalist. Then who is Captain for his concert? you and I were in the trenches together. So where exactly does the senior come from?
So they said veteran journalist, Godfred.
Oh man,
Godfred, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, sir.
Yesterday, we witnessed the unveiling of Carlos Queiroz, but the talking points haven't gone away, especially regarding how the press conference was organized, media men sitting together with supporters in a press conference, and I'm told you have reservations with that as well.
Oh, clearly, and yesterday I did tweet about it when the situation brought itself. Observing the press conference, and one thing must be clearly established: nobody is looking to deny the supporters access. But I think what must be established clearly and what must be established strongly by us as journalists is the sanctity of our workspace. And I think that over the years, we have allowed our workspace to be overtaken by supporters in a manner that deprives us of the ability to work in a professional manner. And in the end, we end up getting accused of not performing professionally. The thing is this: a press conference by its very definition, and Nathan emphasized this, press conference. That means you have established a day, you have established a location for members of the press to meet you to discuss certain things. Now, there is an expectation that by that invitation, you provide a conducive environment for the professionals that you have invited to conduct their work. That means those who are doing TV, that means those who are doing radio, that means those who are doing print. All of these come with different technical challenges. Now, if you listen to what happened yesterday, the sound quality and everything that went on there, basically the quality of work that a journalist could deliver to his or her network was thrown in jeopardy by the sheer presence of the supporters. Now, by doing that, you, the person who organized that press conference, and owes a duty of responsibility to the person you have invited to make sure that the output that that person sent from the press conference that you also need is the best was taken away. Now, what also happens is that by virtue of the presence of the supporters, there is a certain level of intimidation, whether we like it or not. So, persons might be afraid to ask certain questions simply based on the kind of response that they will get from the supporters who are in the room. Somebody might look over his or her shoulder to ask a certain kind of question because this is the kind of response that will be created. And the thing is this: at the point where a journalist comes to sit down at a press conference, that is the journalist's office. So yesterday, it was Sporty FM's office, it was City FM's office, it was Channel 1's office, it was Multimedia Group's office. I don't think that when we are interviewing persons at our various studios or at our offices, the supporters come in there. And it is the responsibility of the Ghana Football Association to ensure that this environment is constantly provided and constantly protected. I don't understand how we have normalized the dilution of the sanctity of a press conference, particularly when it comes to the Ghana Football Association and its presses. Again, Raymond is on point. We can find an avenue where supporters operate on the periphery. You do your introduction outside, you dance, you do whatever. But once we get to the business of the press conference, that is only the business of journalists. There is clearly no established role for a supporter in the press conference yesterday. There is a certain etiquette that is required of a press conference. And I expect that my brother Henry Asanchichum, whom I have covered several tournaments with, would be aware of this etiquette. In fact, it's an etiquette that I know he insists on. When we attend tournaments, I have covered tournaments with Henry. If you go to a mixed zone and you apply the wrong SDA, Henry will tell you move from here to there. So why then is it that we have normalized this poor etiquette for journalists at press conferences with the excuse that, oh, we are perhaps looking, it is not a carnival. We cannot make everybody happy at any point in time. And I don't understand again why we seem to want to weigh in on the happiness of the supporters at the expense of the professional output of journalists. When did the supporters become more important? And so I just want to lend my voice and appeal that the next time that these things happen, it must stop with the journalists. We haven't spoken about it, but it is becoming a bit too much because it is starting to impact the quality of work that is being done. Yesterday, a friend of mine who had been commissioned to provide sound output, basically the sound that was provided could not be used.
Yeah.
Because the standards of the network that commissioned him to come and record, the sound output was completely useless for that particular network. And these are the things. Now that network has spent money. Now you've cost that network money and the opportunity to report on an event that is obviously very important on the calendar of the Ghana Football Association. So I am just appealing that, look, the same standards and the Football Association in honoring that etiquette also helps us. There are lots of journalists perhaps who don't know how press conferences operate. So by attending these press conferences where you uphold the highest levels of professional standards, they get to understand that, oh, these are the standards required of me. Which is why we've had situations where Ghanaian journalists attend international press conferences and don't know the etiquette and so end up misbehaving. And sometimes getting walked out of press conferences. I've covered AFCONs where, I don't know if she still works at CAF, Aisha from Nigeria, the chief media officer at the time, was walking out journalists simply because either you are in the wrong attire, either you are talking during the press conference, even if your category of accreditation is wrong, they will walk you out. You can say you are a journalist all you want, but there is a certain etiquette that is required. And I think the Ghana Football Association and the Sports Writers Association of Ghana need to come together and say, look, let us respect this etiquette and build on it from there. That is all I wanted to say, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Right. Godfred, thank you very much. But before you go, a lot of Ghanaians have been turned into believers after Carlos Queiroz's press conference yesterday. What are your impressions of the press conference, and are you convinced that we have the right man for the job?
It's not about being convinced. I think that he was clearly the most experienced, and clearly within the time period that we have and what needs to be done, he will perhaps be the best candidate of the lot that showed up. So I think they got the best person that was available for the moment. In terms of what he said yesterday, Carlos Queiroz has 40 years of media training. It is not a Ghana press conference that is going to blow him off track. So, confident or not, I think he sang the right notes. Again, I had spoken about clarity of messaging as one of the key things. We didn't get that with Pronto. Carlos Queiroz is very clear in his mind, and he communicated pretty clearly, albeit with an accent, what he wants to say. So I think yes, we hope he's able to execute. That is the best we can hope for.
Right. Godfred, let me say a big thank you to you for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully we'll catch up some other time. Well, that was Godfred Akoto. He works with City FM, right, Nathan? City FM.
Yeah, and he's a man of different parts.
Yeah, different parts. Yeah, Dr. Godfred Akoto. He's a big man. He's a big one. Yeah, sharing his thoughts with us on the press conference.
My very good friend and big brother.
Yes, sharing his thoughts with us on the press conference and my problem of the day, how the fans took over that press conference yesterday. And as Godfred put it, Nathan, there's work we have to do.
Of course.
And we need a perfect environment to deliver on our mandate. So let me say a big thank you to Godfred for joining us on the show. We have a few messages on the console.
Yes.
Nathan, if you could take me through some of them.
Yes, my namesake Nathan from Kaswa says, I didn't follow anything concerning the unveiling, and I was relying on Sporty to get updates, only to be hearing Jama. I was like, oh, Ghana, what is this? Jama in a press conference in 2026? It was more like confuse and disturb the journalists so they don't ask the coach many questions. If indeed the GFA planned on cheering the coach, why not create a stand for the fans outside so they do it after the Q&As? One of...
okay, yes.
Okay. All right.
The operators...
okay,
the operators are operating.
Yes,
so.
Good. So one of the things that has gone against this FA is the fact that they know the right things and get all the right criticism and advice, but they refuse to listen. We are in 2026. Let us be serious. All right, that's a message that came in there.
I think there's another one. There's another one also raising concerns about the same issue.
This one says, Eko from Ablekoma says, even those watching couldn't even see properly. I was just watching Sky Sports News this morning, and they didn't even get a good coverage. For every question asked, someone was repeating the question for Carlos Queiroz to get it clearly and answer. This was really bad.
Well, because of the noise, he couldn't even pick a lot of the things that they were saying.
Yeah, a lot of the times Henry had to repeat the question to him. and he had to answer. See, my people, organizing a press conference is not a complex thing.
So, you know, in one of those moments, I saw a post on social media.
Yeah.
And this was what the person wrote. The person said, so a journalist would ask the coach a question and the GFA would tell him what to say. I don't know if you saw it. And then the next scene was Henry talking to Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah.
So the person was assuming that, so the FA is giving the coach an answer.
No.
I mean,
Henry,
so
if you listen to the
that's
feed,
how people picked it.
if you listen to the feed, you could hear Henry
trying to explain
repeating the question
Yes.
to
But
Carlos.
someone, possibly trying to turn the whole situation out, turn the whole story around,
to
making
make
it look like the FA are giving the coach answers.
No.
I mean,
Simply because
there was so much noise.
there was so much.
You couldn't hear. Nathan, when you watch a UEFA press conference, UEFA Champions League pre-game press conference, Nathan, the room
is quiet.
The room is quiet.
You ask your questions. Yes, journalists at the back, your name, your media house, your question. You ask, boom, we go. Do you see supporters in the room? And I'm saying it for the third time. If anybody has seen this being done anywhere in the world, let me know.
Yeah, it's not happening anyway. It's not happening anyway. Listen, let's read our final message and then we get into what was said at the press conference, what Otto said.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Be very careful.
I apologize. What Carlos Queiroz said.
All right.
Edit on your final message.
Nino from Choco Santana says, how can we have a press conference with fans? Are we serious as a football nation in 2026? I'm disappointed with the GFA's comms team. And he was asking when the Black Galaxies are playing.
The Black Galaxies,
are in camp.
They're in camp. They'll be auditioning for. They'll be auditioning for sports.
They'll be training at the Accra Sports Stadium this afternoon.
They'll be auditioning.
3 p.m.
Okay.
And they have 2 friendly matches on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I think they will play in Aduana and then Heart of Lions. Both games at Accra Sports.
It's the audition.
I don't know what you mean by audition.
So Carlos Queiroz will be in attendance.
I mean, since he's in Ghana and the Galaxies are next to the Blasters, he has to be there to watch them play.
But the Galaxies, why are they there? What competitions do they play?
They are preparing a solid Galaxy team.
For what?
I'm sure if there's anything, the FA will come out to tell us.
For what campaign? For what competition?
Well, Blaster is having a game, and you and I know that we are not going to get the full complement of the foreign-based players because it's not a FIFA free. So most of these players will be drafted into the game.
So Nathan, on that Mexico friendly, what I'm hearing is that the FA would call on a lot of our foreign-based players to try and be available for that game.
They want to do what?
So the FA, from what I'm hearing,
yes,
and because of the peculiar situation we find ourselves in, the FA will do everything possible to beg. Let me use that word, beg. To get some of our foreign-based players to be available for that game.
How are they going to do that? Especially when the friendly is sitting outside. 23rd.
It's 23rd of May. By then, most of the leagues will be done. So they are trying to call on as many players as possible to be available, because Carlos Queiroz would have only 2 games to properly look at the squad, and the Mexico game would form part of it. So they want to quickly get some of the boys to be available, if they can be available for coach to assess them. And really, I mean, if you're a player and you are not sure of your position in the team, and yesterday, just like Carlos Queiroz said, nobody owns the stars. Nobody's spot is sealed. So, if you are at Akon and the season ends, say, 18th, and you say you are not available for that game, if Babaraman makes it to that tournament, if Gideon Mensah makes it, you are possibly, the coach hasn't seen you yet. And you would have to announce a squad latest June 1.
Yes, June 1.
So, the FA would speak to a lot of the players who will be at the tournament. For Fatau and Jordan, these are 2 players who have been relegated. So what would be the excuse for Jordan and Fatau if the FA appealed to Leicester City to release these 2? What would be their case, really? So as many foreign-based players will be joining this team, just so Carlos Queiroz can have a first-hand view.
But the proviso is
yes.
availability.
Yeah, so no, most of them may be available, and most of them would show up for this friend. Initially, it was a challenge, but because of the situation we find ourselves in, if it was Otto, they would have gone with this plan. But now it's Carlos Queiroz, and the story has changed. Circumstances are different now. So most of
If I
these boys,
listened to him yesterday,
most of these boys should come.
since you rightly said, no one has got a spot in his team.
Yes.
And he didn't make the difference between the home-based team and then the professionals. You do get a point?
Yeah.
So that is probably the reason why he's here, want to see the home-based players who are in camp. They'll be training, they'll be playing matches, and he want to see if 2 or 3, 4 players are good for him. And then probably ask the foreign-based players who will be able to come. And probably he brings them together and then form a team to play the Mexican national team. Since we don't have a team today, yes, we have a team, so Queiroz have taken over the team. There's no team. There's no team. There are individual players out there playing their game. So he needs to monitor them. That is why at a point he said that he's going to have the technical team divided into 2.
Some will be
here and then some will be out there. So at the end of the day, it's up to the players themselves to prove to the coach that, look, they are capable of playing and they can make the mark.
That's true.
So for me, whether you are playing in Europe and you think that you don't have the availability to come and play them, it's up to you. Yeah. And if you are here you are in the Galaxy's camp and you think that, look, there are 2 friendlies that you need to play for the coach to catch your eye, you need to put up, because Benjamin Asari make a case for himself. His first call up, he didn't go to look at Tatisigi or Jojo Walakot at training. He went to prove. And today he's part of the team that we are calling that he's our number 1. So if you are you're a home-based player and you have this opportunity, you won't come and blame Coach Eben or Nathan or you understand my point? Yeah. You have to work. Yeah. You have to put up something good for the coach to see that, look, you are good enough to be part of his team.
So Nathan, just look at it from this point. So the German Bundesliga final game would be on 16th of May.
Okay.
Turkish League 17th. Then for the EPL, we know 24. Then the French League 1, French League A, as they call it.
French League A.
That one, it comes to an end on the 17th.
Yes.
So if you have a lot of your players playing in these leagues, I mean, what's your excuse?
Look,
for not showing up
I think so.
on a game that will be played on the 23rd?
I think so. If, for example, if your season is ending 16th, 17th, 18th, the friendly is when? 23rd.
Yes.
If you are available, as we've said, this is an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why the conversation is changing from, the players will not be available to, let's get as many as possible who will be available to show up.
Very good. What Carlos Queiroz and the team must do, to be fair to everybody, is throw the question to the pool.
Yeah.
Throw the question to everybody.
Yeah.
There's a friendly on the 23rd. Unless you haven't finished playing your league, you are out. So, for example, a player like Antoine Semenyo, for example, somebody like Antoine Semenyo,
but he will not even have to justify his
no problem.
His
But assuming that even Semenyo's position was up for grabs, Carlos Queiroz cannot make a full decision on Antoine Semenyo because Antoine Semenyo can't make the Mexico friendly because of when it is being played. So he is out.
Yes.
But every other player whose league is ending 5 to 6 days before that
should be able to make that.
If you can make it, make it.
That's it.
And I think he has to urge as many of them to show. And I'm sure the players themselves know.
They know.
Yeah. They know.
He has already sent a signal out there that nobody has.
Look, this is your
position
chance
in the team.
For those who kind of look like will go to the World Cup. Look, the coach is not. He's not a novice. He's not naive. He knows who has played, who is in form, and who's likely to go. I'm sure Carlos Queiroz has a fair idea of about 14 to 15 players who are going to be on the 26-man list. It's left about 10, 11 spots he has to decide, because now he has to see some players up close and personal to make a decision, the ones he's not sure of. So the Mexico friendly and the Wales friendly will be the final chance for somebody who is not sure of his position, as you said, Ray, to be knocking on the door. Look, in 2 games, somebody can convince the coach.
Of course, even a single game can convince somebody.
Nathan, he has only that game to name his final squad for the World Cup. So
for a lot of players, that Mexico friendly is a do or die thing. If you impress, you could get a spot, because the World friendly is after he has named his World Cup squad.
You see, that is why, because I followed the local league, that is why I'm calling on these boys here. To really here now.
Punch above the
man is here now. He'll be watching your training, and the 2 friendlies that you'll be playing. So if you sit down and then you don't have that your best performance, then it's up to you, not me.
Yeah.
You understand my point? Fortunately, this call up to the Black Galaxies camp, there are a few negative comments around it. I've not even heard any. Because no, I'm not.
When I look at the squad, look, it's a very strong.
Yes,
I mean, these are the best
These
players.
are the
Good.
best players.
so if you have opportunity of being in camp, and the man is here, unfortunately, his 5 backroom staffs some of them are around. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
So if you are in camp and you think that you are player A and you think you are a champion in your club, so I'm still in the. You'll be sleeping. By the time you wake up, the list is already gone. So for me,
You know, so
because
for the
this is not
championship,
like this is not like under Otto where
he knows.
he knew
Yeah.
who was going to make it.
That's
This is
right.
Carlos Queiroz. For him, he wants a certain kind of
clean
result.
slate.
So if he will look at you and say, what it is, the thing that I want to do, it looks like this player can help me. That is it.
Yeah.
This is your chance.
So the only leagues that would give him a challenge would be the
Premier League.
Italian Serie A and the Premier League. They finish on the 20th.
the Premier League,
24.
you have only
Yes.
one player playing.
So exactly.
Kudus is injured.
You
And
get
that
it.
player that is playing is Antoine Semenyo.
Yes,
He's already,
it's
so
untouchable.
forget about the Premier
And
League.
even,
who's
in
there?
Italy, come out. But
No, we have some few Ghanaians playing that
Suleiman
Otto
Sosa,
didn't call.
Ibrahim Suleiman.
No, we have few Ghanaians playing there that Otto didn't
Okay,
invite. So
Caleb,
probably let's put it there.
Caleb,
Yes,
yes.
Jesse and the rest.
Jesse,
So
Duncan and Co.
championship would finish on the 2nd. Championship 2nd of May.
2nd of May.
So
The champion. But as for Fatal and Jordan,
Fatau and
They have
then this guy,
Fatal,
Brandon
Jordan,
Asante.
Brandon
Yes.
Thomas.
Asante.
Thomas Partey, he would have to show up. I mean, even yesterday he didn't start for BRL.
I think he played 15 minutes
Yeah,
or so.
so
When is
again,
La Liga?
La Liga would do possibly 24th thereabouts. I think La Liga would.
Let's
let me just check that for you quickly, because Kwesi Sibo, you see, even Kwesi Sibo again, it's not negotiable for him because he doesn't have a spot sealed, and Oviedo would get relegated anyway.
No, you see, you
know what?
are making a mistake. Look, Ishaku Fatau with Leicester City has been relegated.
Yes.
But I will pick him ahead of Kamal Suleiman, who's playing the Serie A.
No, what I'm saying is,
The point is that even if Oviedo will be
Enough time.
relegated, it depends on the player's performance. Because this is for instance, yesterday in their first 45 minutes, he was on top. Watch that game critically. So I'm saying that Carlos Queiroz maybe he may have what it takes to look at a player that he feels that will be good for him.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, the player, to convince the coach that look, I'm good, I can play, irrespective of wherever you are playing.
Fair point.
You understand? So it's about your mentality and how you respond to the call.
so for a player like Edu,
Who?
Joseph
Edu,
yeah.
who hasn't been part of the team for a bit,
For a very long time. Yeah.
even if Celta Vigo have to play on the weekend of the 24th, Edu must figure out how he gets to be seen.
That's
Yeah, I
You
agree
know?
with you. I agree
So
with you.
if you would have to beg the club, look, this is an opportunity for me to justify my
It's
inclusion in the World
negotiable
Cup
with the clubs. The players can negotiate with the clubs.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
a lot
you are
of the
going to
players-
the Mundial, and at the end of the day,
you also benefit.
Of
if
course,
I go,
yes.
of course.
for every day I spend at the World
yes.
Cup.
club
You-
gets
so
some money.
the
So-
players can negotiate with their clubs.
So,
and
so
they-
the dynamics around the Mexico friendly
The
has
dynamics
changed.
have changed
Yeah,
completely.
it's changed because of Carlos Queiroz's arrival, and the fact that he has to name his squad by June 1.
By June 1, yeah.
So, would
I mean, you're right. I agree,
Interesting days ahead.
I agree with you completely on the new feel of the friendly
Yeah.
and the decisions players have to make. Because I'm sure before today, lots of players were thinking that Mexico friendly, I won't go. But now you have to. Especially when your league is ending 2-3 weeks.
No, 5
Some people
days.
5 days, 6
and-
days, 1 week to the friendly. You have to show up.
yeah.
You have to show up and go and play. Because right now, the way things are going, the only player who can probably say that he's going is Antoine Semenyo.
Semenyo.
Probably.
Yeah, of course.
He's the only player who can say that, you know what, I can decide not to play that friendly and I'm still going.
Yeah, and he would be fighting for the title with his team.
Uh-huh.
So a very crucial. player. So he has an excuse.
Yes, and there's no way his performances will escape
No.
Carlos. There's no way. He plays for Manchester City
Yeah.
in the Premier League. Carlos Queiroz will know who he is.
Yeah.
So
Queiroz
for the others,
can even speak to Pep.
yes, he can
And
even
the job
talk
is
to
done.
Pep, you know. So for the others, you are right. This is a huge opportunity for them to try. It's a huge opportunity for them to really, really try and make a case and make a case for themselves.
Yeah. So we'll see how the discussion and the conversation and the call up for that Mexico friendly would go. But you can expect some of the big boys to be in there. It's not going to
Barry,
be there.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So with the Wales friendly,
Yeah.
that's what a day after the squad is named.
Yeah, everybody will be available.
Okay. So do you think that after that Wales friendly, the Black Stars should play one more game?
Yes, so I think there was talk around.
There was talk around a potential game.
potential
But
game.
okay, let me ask you this. Do you think that now it's a potential game?
Yeah.
Do you think the FA should go all out to secure one more friendly?
No, so if they would have to secure a friendly, it would have to be against a team that can give the boys confidence. So maybe an MLS team. Okay. A team that is
in the US.
In the US. A team in the US.
So you'd want that friendly to be played in the US.
If they camp in the Gulf, a team in the UAE, a team from Qatar,
These players are going to give out their best.
No.
That-
So
that's
you need,
it.
you don't need tough opponents at this point. After
Then
the
they
World
can have a team from the MLS. Or
Yeah, so
probably
that's what I'm
out
saying.
there.
You will not need tough opponents because again, you submitted your final squad. You don't want to deal with injury situations. You just want to see how the players deploy your instructions. You want to see how quickly they adapt to some of the things. So you give them opposition that will allow them to express themselves
Sporty FM.
after the Wales game. So I'm sure if they have to play against any team, it might be a club side. It will be they would organize soft friendlies for them.
Okay, that's where you lean
Yeah,
towards.
I think they'll organize soft friendlies.
so. Like what,
for
like
them. So-
one or two?
Yeah, one or two soft friendlies. The coach will just see if the boys are picking the instructions.
Okay, Coach, let me ask you this. So by June 1, the squad is named. Do you think the Black Stars should go to the US early in June and get ready, or they should be somewhere? I think when is the mandated time? They have a certain time they are supposed to be.
I think 2 weeks or something.
By the 12th, by the 11th. The
11th,
tournament
I think.
starts.
By the 11th,
Yeah,
they should be at the
they should be at the tournament.
in the US.
But Ghana is playing in Canada. The first game is in
Yeah,
Canada.
so but the Black Stars would be based in Kansas City.
No. They are based on East Coast. Bryant
University.
Okay.
Bryant University.
Okay.
Bryant University.
Okay.
Coach, so I mean, just from your experience and what you know, do you think that after the Wales friendly, because that friendly is in Wales?
Yes.
Do you think
that game we played in Cardiff?
Cardiff is Wales. So do you think that after that they should quickly go to the US, or they should stay in Europe or go to the Gulf before going to the US?
I think they should get closer to the US.
Okay.
They should get closer to the US because staying here. By then, all the teams have moved. So you stay in there, other in there for. I think after the friendly against the Wales,
should just-
So they'll be based in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
Yeah,
okay,
Rhode Island. So that helps them. Rhode Island, that's where they'll be based in Bryant University. So they could figure out stuff there. I'm sure they'll play a local friendly.
You see, I ask because I'm wondering if the 2 games will be enough for Mr. Queiroz to, one, bring in, to make a decision on some of the players. That is one. And 2, to flesh out his starting team for the very first game against Panama. That's why I'm asking, because I think about it. I just get the feeling they might need maybe one more friendly after the 1st of June.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure
they may get a friendly.
I'm sure
but
if
it won't be a high profile one.
I'm sure if it will help him. I'm sure he will request for it.
Okay.
He's an experienced coach.
So I'm sure after the Wales friendly, he will know.
Probably after the Mexican game,
he will know, okay,
that
I need maybe
I will
one
need another game
or 2
after
more
the Wales game. I'm sure because he's an experienced man. How many times has he been to the World Cup? And of course, he knows the dynamics of going to this major tournament. So probably if he needs something, I'm sure he will just let the authorities know.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see.
So we'll get into all of that. So so it's England that will be based in Kansas City. So they'll be at the
they're in the Midwest.
Yeah, they'll be in Missouri thereabout. So I would see how things pan out. But let's come back to yesterday's press conference, and quite a few things were said. Let's listen to this. That was Carlos Queiroz yesterday speaking about what he intends to do. So we heard his first thoughts. Let's listen to Carlos Queiroz once again on what he thinks about the team and what he wants to do.
No doubt about that. I didn't really, because I was not listening the first part. All right. I know that in Egypt, in Portugal, in Ghana as well, we have 33 million coaches, right? This is the information that I received. And so, first of all, my job is more easy because with 33 million coaches around me, it will be easy to make decisions. But I want to answer to you directly. My personal experience and my knowledge in football, there is no that thing in modern football of defensive or attacking coaches. The language that I know for myself, and this is what I'm sure the Ghana national team expects from me, it is the winning language. I am a winning coach. I don't understand that thing of defend or attack. I know one thing, when we don't have the ball, we have to fight together. We have to sacrifice. We have to suffer on the pitch to recover the ball as much fast as possible in order to have our chances to build up opportunities and score. So after 43 years in the game, if you ask me things about how to win one game, I can probably share with you a couple of ideas. If I'm defensive or attacking, I leave these things for you because you are the press. With my players, I only know one thing. It is, if we have the ball, we have to attack. We don't have the ball, we have to fight together. That's the rule of the game. Because at the end, in Ghana and the rest of the world, there is only one medicine in football: to win.
And that was Carlos Queiroz there. He says his philosophy is to win. Yes. His philosophy is to win. He's a winner. Winning is what he wants to, bring to the table. Nathan, I have a message on the console. Let's read that quickly, and then Kelvin also is here with me. Coach Ebenezer Sifa is here with me as well. We'll get into the conversation around everything Carlos Queiroz said yesterday.
Yeah, time check is 8:51. This is the Sporty Breakfast. In case you are wondering what you are listening to, this is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM. Jones says, press conference turned to a Jama group. I was shocked. We are not serious at all. Then he says, we've heard the GFA want to add another goalkeepers trainer and assistant coaches. We beg them. The coach already has an assistant and a goalkeepers trainer, okay? But what I think that is important that we clarify, the situation there, because so many people say, why are we adding? Anyway, so Carlos Queiroz is bringing how many assistants? 4. We are 5.
5.
Now he's keeping Desmond Ofer, John Pencil, and Fatal Dauda.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the people he's keeping from the old regime.
Yes.
Desmond Ofer, Fatal Dauda, John Pencil. He's bringing 5. Really, the other day you were giving me the designations of the 5. That will include Roger Disa, I think, who will be his assistant.
Yeah.
I think he's bringing in, what's the name of the other guy? The goalkeepers trainer?
Don, later you made me forget his name. Yeah,
Anyway.
that's my very good friend.
Yeah, so he's bringing in a goalkeepers trainer and then 3 other members of the back room. So that's the situation there.
Yeah, but Kelvin, you were there yesterday.
Yes.
You were.
I was.
You were
Live and colored.
You were very heavy.
In all the
Nathan, they go.
no, the Ghana national colours.
Don
Gaspar.
Gaspar, yeah.
So, you were there yesterday.
Yeah.
Take us through everything that happened. I mean, from Carlos Queiroz's arrival, his body language, how the journalists welcomed him, how, what did you pick from everything that happened yesterday in terms of Carlos Queiroz and his mannerisms and everything?
Well, Raymond, I think it will start from. I'm sure he knew exactly what he was really coming into. President of the football association welcomed him when he got out of his car at Alisa and then ushered him in. You could see him very much comfortable, calm, because there's not a kind of environment he's never been in. If he's been at Old Trafford in those, dreaded days of Andy Cole, after them, witness, very good players and crowds in Iran, in Egypt. You talk about vociferous people who are very much blunt, the Portuguese, when they fought him, putting Pepe in central defensive midfield and all that. So he's virtually seen it all. And he's a coach who's not fearful. He doesn't cower. He's very bold.
Right.
He's very assertive. So you could see him with all the smiles, just entered, sat down, and then he was pumped up, ready for it. Henry introduced him. He welcomed the words, and he was pleased with it. Thanked Henry for, the good opening remarks. And then I'm sure what we gave to him at the airport gave him a sense of the energy he needs to give back to the people.
Right.
So in his opening remarks, he asked the question, "Are you ready?"
Mm-hmm.
Because he said he was ready, and he asked everyone, "Are you ready?" And then the supporters group, responded in good accord with a bit of drumming and then some voices out there. So we just rolled out into questioning after his initial statement, and like I said, this is a very much experienced coach. He's seen it all. No amount of pressure. His answering was just top notch. It tells you of someone who is very much into the game. And he says after close to 50 years or 45 years in management, or 40 years when he's actually taking control of teams, there was nothing that was going to scare him or wow him. Though he's accepted this challenge as the biggest, which we all know that is going to be a very big challenge for him to surpass. But he's clearly put himself in the task. What caught my attention, or what out of his answering, there is something that a lot of people are missing. He says we are going to suffer, which everyone clearly knows that we are going to suffer. And I take it from the point that there's a short period our team is in shambles. The level of quality we have is not as years ago. Yeah. Even the 2022 team, I think, had better quality than this is the least quality of teams we are assembling for the World Cup ever since we started qualifying for the World Cup. So he's clearly given us what to actually expect, though he has not declined fixing the problems. That was one. Number two, he said he's a winning coach. And he knows that the antidote to Ghana football is what? Winning. And to every national team, to every football club, when you win, it raises all sorrow and changes everything. You're a Manchester United fan. I saw you months ago under Amorim. Now I see you under Carrick. I see there is a change. It applies to every Ghanaian. When we fail to qualify for the AFCON.
Why have you done that? Wait, why do you have that look on your face?
I don't know why he's accusing me of being a man.
I'm not accusing. Relax. Before we go, being a Man United supporter is not a crime. Why are you mentioning the word accusation?
I am not a Man United supporter.
Problem. Kelvin,
everybody knows my club.
I'll use later.
Everybody knows my club.
Yes, Karabag. No problem. I am. Okay.
No, now I'm going to Pandu at all.
They don't want you. So when he gave that, it gave me a sense of something that we should assert. And he says he's a winning coach. So his direct focus is on winning. And he made it clear something that we have always said. Remember, our previous coach said goals, not only goals and assists, plays football, gives you an opportunity to play. Yeah. But this is a coach saying that he's going to provide a fair opportunity for every player, including players from the local league, to walk into the Black Stars. And he's going to make sure that his core principles on discipline, desire, determination, and experience. Character.
Experience.
Yes.
Experience.
And character. Talking about experience, I know where you want to get to. I don't mind you. So he virtually gave a sense of someone that Ghana really needed at this point. And a lot have been convinced. For many who did not know him, they've gotten to know that, come on, we have a manager who clearly understands the duty, understands the people he's going to work for, and knows how to answer certain questions. You remember that altercation between Kobe Stone and then Otto Addo? Yes. If Otto was very much experienced, he wouldn't have engaged in that altercation.
Kobe Stone was saying that nobody should call him a coach. They should call him
a manager. He says this one is not a coach. He's a manager. Carlos Queiroz is. Yes. Yes, Kobe says, Queiroz is a manager. Because he's managed big players at Real Madrid and Manchester United and Portugal. So he's a manager. Because and he says the other one clearly showed that he was a scout. In the podcast, you hear
but you see, Nathan, help me with this. Carlos Queiroz says this is going to be his biggest ever challenge.
Yep.
in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he mean by that?
It means that he's walking into a job in settings that are not the most ideal. Most coaches would have coached the team through a qualifying series. Then you get ready for a World Cup. You grow with them, learn the lessons, cry together, win together, and then you get them together for a major competition. Here he is. Here in this case, he hasn't done anything like that. He didn't coach the team through qualifiers. 4 months to a World Cup, he has to pick a 26-man team almost blindly. He has to rely on videos, data, reports, maybe a few in-person visits to watch players, and he has to make a 26-man list ready. So it's a tough situation. And I don't think any coach wants that. It is why a lot of the people the GFA spoke with did not take up the offer. Because it's a very complicated situation where your hands are almost tied, right? But they expect you to do well. So it's not the most ideal. Carlos Queiroz has never faced anything like this in his life, where he's walking into it. He has to take a tournament at short notice. With South Africa in 2002, he took them through the qualifiers and walked away because he fell out with Safa. With the other countries, he walked in, they started a project together, it didn't work, and he left. Egypt was in their fold and then took them to the AFCON in 2021.
Yeah, 2021 AFCON, but I was playing in 2022.
You know, so this is, it's a tough situation. And I'm sure he recognizes how unique it is from everything he has experienced in 40 years of coaching. So that's why he says it's a difficult job.
Has he sounded the warning bells or the alarm bells already that, look, this is a tough job. It's a very difficult job. If it doesn't go well, indirectly, if it doesn't go well, don't blame me because, look, this is hard.
Yeah, but
has he said that indirectly?
I think so, because yesterday he did talk about the need for patience, right? The fact that they all have to work together. And I think all those things are realistic things we all have to face as a country. I know that some people have high expectations, but the reality is that this is a very complex situation we are in. Somebody will argue and say, but Avram Grant was thrown into a similar mix back in 2015, and then he took us to a final. The situations, I don't think, are similar. The only similarity is that he walked in before a tournament.
That's right.
But what he had was that some things aligned for him. One, the team at the time was settled.
Yeah.
The team knew what they were about. The Black Stars was already formed.
And the quality
was there.
Yeah.
The mentality was there. The players were men on their own. Grant only guided them. And once their way and Grant's methods aligned, straight to a final.
Wakasu, Friakwa, the late Achu. Mention them.
That squad was a loaded team.
Did Ayu himself?
Very good. A very, very prolific Andre Ayew. And let's not forget that in that competition, Andre scored a very important goal against South Africa.
Yes.
So there you had players who were in form, players who wanted to play, and players who were ready. Let's not forget that
Asamoah was still part of that team.
Remember that Algerian game?
Yes, that AFCON followed 2014 World Cup. So there was a reason for the players to perform. They wanted to turn their own stories around and repair the relationship between themselves and fans. The situation is very different now. A team that is still growing, or a team that hasn't yet fully formed, right? Yeah. Because I would have expected that after 2022, the team would kick on. The Black Stars didn't progress from there. They suffered 2 exits from the 2022 replay and AFCON after that. Yes. Cote d'Ivoire, first round exit. First round exit. And everything looks all over the place. Andre Ayew is trying to get back into the team. He's not in the best of shapes. Jordan has aged. Right?
Yeah.
We still haven't figured out what to do with Antoine Semenyo. We still haven't figured out how to get the best of Iñaki Williams. So this context is a very different context.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey is struggling. Yeah. So the player we knew back in the day who was on top of his game is not the same player.
Right. But before I bring in Coach, big shout outs to Robert Berger, aka Sinfo. He's listening to us all the way from Jordan.
Oh,
yeah, he's listening to. He's in Jordan. He's doing the.
Jordan in the Middle East.
Yeah. He's doing the listening.
How's Jordan?
Robert, how is Jordan? You know,
Shout out to you, Robert.
So, coach, now let's deal with Carlos Queiroz on whether he's a defensive coach or an attacking coach. And he gave a very simple answer of what he expects from his team in attack and in defense, with the ball, without the ball. I mean, are you satisfied with the response he gave with regards to his style of play or his coaching philosophy?
100%. Yes, 100%. He is talking about when he gains possession, he attacks. And without possession, he expects his players to fight for the ball. So what else again do you expect? To play 5 players at the back and play 1 player on top? No, he doesn't believe in those things. He believes that when I win possession, my players need to attack. And attack means what? We need to score. That's why he was talking about win. So he has those players. The mentality of the players is to win possession and then attack and score. The moment you lose possession, he doesn't expect players to be lackadaisical on the foot of play. He needs his players to work. So he tells you that with or without the ball, you have to work. Do you get it? And that is the type of a coach he is. And that is how he wants to see his players. Without the ball, I want to see you work. With the ball, I want to see you work. So meaning that it is more attacking and more defending. Because you support each other. Because the moment we win possession, we are all attacking to score. We are attacking the spaces, we are attacking with possession. The moment we lose possession, we cover spaces and also make sure that we block. So for me, it is 100% in support of that. Yes, perfect. It was a perfect answer he gave to our own brother.
But okay, now let me bring in Kelvin. Now, are we or should we expect a new look Black Stars team or a Black Stars team that would look quite different from Otto's in terms of the playing personnel? And I'm asking you this because Carlos says nobody owns a national team.
Of course.
And every player, he would give a fair opportunity to any player worth his salt to be part of the squad. He has possibly one friendly to look at this team, possibly a few games with the local galaxies, and then based on the database that exists for the foreign-based players, he has to figure out a team. This late in the day, are we going to see a handful of changes because of his playing style and everything that we know about him? Is there a possibility of that happening?
There's a possibility. And I think that is now, especially when you don't know players. Fine, you may know players by virtue of their names.
Yes.
But by virtue of their current status, if you don't trust them enough to give you the right result, the kind of play you want to get from them, would you still put them in your team? No. And let's not forget, he says it's the biggest job because just like Nathan explained, he doesn't have ample time. He doesn't even know how to get into the mind of his players. How does everyone react? Maybe, let's say, Anton Semenyo wakes up and then every time he wakes up, he's in a bad mood and you would have to understand why he's reacting that way. But on the pitch, he's going to give you a good performance. You know, it's like getting into a team where you have Antonio Conte. And then Stephen Appiah will be in the room and then he will put the TV on a channel and he's not watching. He's polishing his boots or cleaning his boots. And you change the channel and then he gets angry and then the whole hotel or the whole camp must get to know.
Yeah.
How would you understand such a player? He doesn't have that ample time. So now all he's going to do is to get players who can deliver for him. Even if that player is supposed to be found in Division 1 and he thinks that player is best suited for how he wants to play, help him with his chemistry, the chemistry of the team, and get him the results that he needs. He's going to get that. And I won't take you too far. Remember that Iranian who came to play in the Premier League? Was it Brighton?
Yahambash.
Yeah.
He told him, gentlemen, you may be playing in the Premier League, but I tell you, I have players who play better than you. He sat him on the bench.
Yeah.
He didn't care about him.
Yeah.
Over Premier League into the end.
Yeah.
He used the players who were playing in Iran and other parts of the Middle East to play. And it's the same message he sent across, but he was calm. You know, when you age, you are not as ruthless. Yes, you become a grandpa.
Yeah.
So he's not a grandpa, so he will use, he will sugarcoat his words. But that is the message he's trying to send to everybody. So I am very happy. This will put players on their toes.
And for those who virtually or almost gave up on the national team, this is a great opportunity for a lot of them in the home stretch. April is yet to end. We know that May is going to come with lots of games. If you're a player and you want to actually
catch the eye of the coach,
this is a great opportunity. And I think I love this for all the players who are fit enough. Not talking about those who are unfit. Those who are fit enough and can be at the World Cup, they are going to put in, a lot of effort. Yesterday, I was watching the Real Oviedo game and man,
as if he knew Carlos was
man.
Ubundia.
He was working tirelessly in the midfield.
He's realized that Carlos has come.
Yes. Exactly. So I am happy with that. So I won't be surprised if I see lots of change in the personnel. Now the goalkeeping unit. If you're a goalkeeper and you were under Otado and you got
comfortable.
Now you will be shaking. Yeah. And the team has about 3 goalkeepers. And even 4.
Yeah,
Carlos himself is a goalkeeper. Yeah. Roger Desai is a goalkeeper. Gaspar is a goalkeeper.
Is coming.
There is Fatah Udauda.
So 4 eyes.
4 eyes.
3 superior eyes.
Thank you. 1 subordinate eye. So it tells that yes, the players would have to be quickly in the get into quick mode of getting proper active time in their clubs and perform to get into the books of the coach. I just hope that most of our trusted players and good quality players will get in there. There are times I say, not only names, it's about how you are able to perform. When Alali had a midfielder, he was playing the CAF Champions League, we thought he was, I forgot it, was it Ahmed? Is it Hassan? But when he got into the 2022 AFCON, he told him, El Neni is on the bench of us now, but what he offers me is greater than what you offer me. So El Neni will start, and then I'll put Marmoush and then Trezeguet to work for Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, that's true.
And he did.
Yeah.
He told Zidane, yes, you may be aging, you think you are Dortmund experience, but I'm bringing Mustafa from Turkey.
Yeah.
Mustafa will come and play for me. And everyone was shocked, but he delivered for them by getting into the final where they lost on penalties
to Senegal. Yeah. So, and he mentioned that yesterday when he said, look, playing for your club side it's very different from playing for a national team.
Exactly.
So brings us to selection criteria. Now, Carlos Queiroz says, he's going to bring in players taking into consideration performance, experience, knowledge, and character of the players. Now, when a coach speaks like this, help us understand what he's trying to say.
Of course. I mean, he has already sent a signal out there. The things that you just mentioned is what he's looking up to. So if you're a player, you don't have character, you don't have attitude, it tells you that you're out of his team.
Even more so than talent, right?
He initially said that Ghana is full of talent. Yes. He has already said so you can have the talent, but you may not have good attitude
and a good character.
You cannot play for him. So if I'm a good player and I don't have attitude, I need to learn how to get it. Attitude. Do you understand? If I want to play under him. Because as Kevin said, he's handled big players, not this. So if I should tell you this is what I need in a player, you work. Yeah. And that's what I'm happy about. Now, you cannot take the blasters for granted. Do you understand? You will not see any lackadaisical approach or attitude on the field of play. Do you understand? When you are supposed to release a ball on time, you think you are the Maradona of the team, so you do whatever you want. He will not allow that. Because it will not help his probably what he wants to see, or not help his style. I did mention our game against the Germans, and people were calling Jordan, are you? And I thought that he let the team down in a sense that at a point, you see Antoine Semenyo improvising, running through, thinking of getting the ball in between the opposing defense. But our man will go, dribble 2-3, comes back with the ball, and I don't know, but probably a quick release of the ball, a transition should be in a second. Yeah. Do you understand? And this thing doesn't help. It doesn't make a good team. And now that we don't have a team that we are now going to build upon something, he will not waste time to look at those things. No, he won't do that. He wants players who will transit, players who will fight for balls, players who will attack.
So coach, is our captain's position under threat?
I don't know.
But we just established that the positions. But
No, why is he asking me that?
Carlos Queiroz said it that.
That's our
the-
captain.
Relax. Carlos Queiroz said that. So now,
Yeah.
of course, Carlos Queiroz will speak with Jordan. He's the team captain.
Yes.
So of course he'll speak with Jordan as team captain.
Of course, yes.
So there's that. But there's also Jordan, the footballer, and his output.
Who would have to perform?
So he has
Have
to
a lot of
perform.
experience,
So you can be team
good
captain
character.
and sit on the bench
Oh, of course.
because you are not performing.
course. Yes.
So Jordan, the captain, will have a chat with Carlos Queiroz. He has to. It's done.
You know, one funny thing. I was telling some guys yesterday that look, Pitford of Everton.
Yeah.
Me who's when you clean sheet there.
Yeah.
But he's number one of the English. league.
Yeah. So there's a reason why.
So if you sit here and say, "Oh, maybe a clean sheet man,"
This is De La Fuente.
Yeah.
He says, you know, he's number one.
Simon.
Unai Simon. Yeah.
It is still going to be Unai Simon, but Unai Simon is on the bench.
That's true. Yeah.
He says David Raya can go heaven. It is
Unai Simon.
It is Unai Simon. The dynamics with the national team.
Yes.
Didier Deschamps was calling Olivier Giroud, and Lacazette was always dropped.
So the difference between the national team and club side.
Yeah,
players
that's,
to know.
and it is coaches like De La Fuente, Carlos Queiroz, they are able to figure out what they know.
Yeah, because
and you know,
they want
Nathan,
a certain thing.
you know, Nathan, this black galaxies we see, and the goalkeepers that have been called up, me, I won't be surprised if our second or third choice goalkeeper is picked from the local league, from the local scene.
Yeah.
The four goalkeepers he called. He called Agbasi,
Yes.
called Che, called Asare,
And then Kobe.
And Kobe,
Yes.
yes.
So I won't be surprised if Asari stays in that team. There's another local keeper, and there's possibly Ziggy Oanan. I won't be surprised.
Oh, of
Well,
course.
I mean,
Why should we
it's very
surprise?
possible. It's very possible.
Because
it's
there's a
very
lot.
possible.
There's a lot you would see with these boys over the next few days.
Yes.
Oh yes.
And all of those goalkeepers in that squad are very, very good.
Yeah.
Very, very,
You
very
know,
good.
I've said it here that look, we as a Ghanaian, we don't have goalkeeping problem.
No.
It's a matter of choice from our handlers.
Yes. Yes.
I'm telling you, it's a matter of choice from our handlers. So you, the goalkeeper, that you have that opportunity to be in camp for 2 weeks or so, should prove.
Yeah.
So that we comes to sit here and then say, yes, it's true they made the right choice. But if you don't, at the end of the day, you don't blame your coach out there in the club side or your club owner. It is you. Because you are in camp. And you are seeing that, look, the man has said that no one has a place in his team. You earn it. You fight for it.
Exactly.
So why can't you fight for that position?
And trust me, if they are going to listen to those coaches who are handling them, it will be helpful.
Yeah.
Because Aholu is the one training them.
Oh, okay.
He was at the 2010 World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Fatal was at the 2014 World Cup.
Yeah.
So you have very good goalkeepers who have been at top level and have been at the Mundial before and normally identify what they've seen from, those coaches.
Yeah.
Maybe Fatal played under Kwesi Appiah, but Aholu played under who? Milovan Rayevac.
Yeah.
And it clearly gives you an indication of what he might have seen, what coaches want at that top level, at the international level. And I hope they will pick up the piece. If they're able to, I think it should be there. Me, I've always said it, and I'll be blunt here. I think Abasi should be part of this team.
And I won't be surprised if he makes it.
Yes, I think he should be part of this team. But
And
his quality.
Depends on him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Man,
That's
Abasi just has to
it
prove.
depends on him.
He just has to prove.
But Nathan, the coach talks about experience.
Yeah.
We know.
Continue, why?
So
No, it's okay.
So now my brothers are preempting my question.
No, it's okay.
But when it comes to the Galaxies, you have two experienced players.
Yes.
Augustine Okra and John Entry.
John Entry.
So when you speak about experience, it is what junior.
So this question is for Nathan.
Okay, then let me go.
Nathan, the coach talks about experience. Now, when you look to the Black Star squad, you have a bit of experience on the goalkeeping side of things. Ziggy has been part of the team. Asari comes in with a bit of age on his side. And then in defense, you can talk about Jiku, who's been there.
Has been there.
Who? Gideon? Okay, well, Gideon and the likes.
Yes.
But again, there's Partey who comes with a bit of experience.
Lots of experience.
There's Jordan.
Lots of experience.
yeah.
Jordan comes with a lot of experience. I mean, when he talks about experience, do we see him possibly looking outside this pool
to go and
bringing in other players Otto may have overlooked?
like
Mention name like
Andrea Yu,
okay,
you know, and the likes, even Odoi,
Antonio,
the defender,
Prof.
Dennis Odoi and the likes. I mean, do you see him possibly? You know, do you see him possibly opening it up a bit?
Okay,
you know, to bring in some of these boys, you know, to who have a bit of character around them, you know, to come in and then, you know, ship things up a bit.
This is what I will say, and I'll borrow this from Coach Nimni.
Right.
Experience, right?
Yeah.
Without form is just age.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So somebody can have experience, but they are terribly out of form.
Okay.
That player will not help you. You understand? So the player has experience, but he's not in form.
Right.
So if you take that player to the tournament, what is the player going to do? When you need him, he's not available. He's on form. He's unfit. So I think experience only matters when a player is fit. Of course, as you age, you may not play as much as you want to play. So, for example, Neymar. Now, assuming Neymar were in form and he makes Carlos' list for the World Cup, assuming Neymar even picks, that he gets into good form and he goes, if he's healthy and he's capable, Neymar's addition will make sense. Right? Coach, you get me? Neymar's addition will make sense because you know that if I bring Neymar off the bench, 60 minutes to play is 1-1 and Brazil needs something. Neymar has seen these things so many times. That is where the experience comes in. Yeah. He has seen it before. He knows what to do.
Right.
Or he can guide the young players. Look, this is what we have to do. At this point, let's not panic. I've seen this before. We can overcome. Or let's do this and that and that and that. But if the player is out of form, what will that experience do for you? You can't play him. He can't solve a problem. So that experience is useless because he's not in form. So if he talks about experience, my interpretation will be that then form is a given.
Right.
You understand? The form is there. The player has experience. So you bring him in to help because this is a unique situation. You, the coach, yourself, what you are also adding is your own experience. But you need somebody who has experienced it before with this same team in this environment.
Right.
So whatever you want, the player can transmit that message to the young boys in a way they will understand because they've seen it before. So I think experience is good, but it has to go with form.
So where do you put Partey in all of this?
That's a tough one. I think Partey is struggling on the form side, but he has the experience.
Yeah. So
what he must do is strive to be in a position physically where in a World Cup game he can give you something. That is what all the players must strive. Not only Thomas Partey, himself, Andrea Yu, all these other guys we've spoken about. They should be in good physical condition. You may not get a lot of games for your team, but you should be in good physical condition. So that when you go to the World Cup, then you can apply the experience. What is experience if we take you to the World Cup and you are terribly out of form? You can't run. You can't play. You can't last 30 minutes, 45 minutes. What are we going to do with that experience? So the form, especially the physical form of the player, must be key. But experience is good.
Yeah.
And I like what Carlos Queiroz said about character. And personality and ego. He says egos and personalities are important because in every team you need somebody who can excite the group or can get the group to feel charged and then they go and play. You need one player who is not afraid of the opposition. He may respect the opposition, but he's not afraid of the opposition. You understand?
Yeah.
And then you need somebody who can give you a bit of edge, a bit of character, somebody who is tough, right? I always say no sporting team has survived with all of them being good guys.
Yeah. You need a few bad boys.
You need a few bad boys.
Yeah.
The great invincible Arsenal team had good guys, but they had bad boys. They had Patrick Vieira, people who could stand up to other players, right? People who believed, Thierry Henry, people who believed in their ability. That look, I am good. These guys are not better than me. I can prove my point.
You know, when you look at this Black Stars team, you look around.
Yeah.
Who has that?
Now in this current squad, who has
squad.
the edge?
Yeah,
I don't.
Who has that? Because we saw that with players like Sule Muntari, Prince Boateng. Yeah, we even saw a bit of that with Asamoah Gyan.
Yeah.
You know.
Now,
and then you have your good guys, Kojo Asamoah, the Stephen Appiah had a bit of,
Stephen Appiah had confidence.
Yeah.
His confidence wasn't the arrogant type, but he was confident. He believed in his ability that he could deliver.
The lies and all.
Then you had lies, people who believed in the ability slightly. Then you had Derek, who were brilliant players, but they were different characters. Some of them were the good boys, Charlie. But there are some who could shake the opposition and say, you guys are not better than me. Let's prove it on the pitch. This squad, I think, lacks a bit of that. When I look at the current crop, they lack a bit of it. A bit of the edge.
Yeah.
They lack it.
Yeah, a bit of the edge, a bit of the arrogance to say, these guys are not better. Like, we can actually take them on and play.
Yeah.
When I listen to them, and you can sometimes sense it from the way players speak. A lot of them speak in very safe tones, safe words. They are cool. Oh, yeah. But sometimes you need somebody who can slightly push the line. But we don't have it.
And that's where
you see the player who probably has it.
Yeah.
When I look at the wider pool, Andre Ayew has a lot of confidence, slight arrogance. And that arrogance is a little good.
Yeah.
The problem is that physically, is he in form? That is the problem.
But that 20 minutes form, he can give it to you.
No, but you see, coach, the point is that you see, what you don't want is for such a player to be placed in a position where you need him to give you an advantage and he can't.
And becomes a disadvantage.
For example, we play bam, 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 boom, we are on a break.
You need
pace.
pace.
You need pace. You cannot, for example, we cannot be in a position where we play on the transition and it has to be like Andre Ayew in a wide position to carry the ball on. He doesn't have the legs anymore. Yeah. He's a brilliant player. He doesn't have the legs anymore. So will you look at that and say, let me put him in as against a youngster who can push the transition forward? Yeah. You see, that is why people like Queiroz have 40 years of coaching. They know when to make a judgment.
That's right. That's right.
Weeks to go. So let's see how.
So the point is, so you see, this is what I think. He has to open his eyes wide. Give an equal shot to everybody, but he also has to come to a decision to say that, you know what, this player may have bags of experience, but physically he can't give me anything. And he has to think about his own reputation, the job, the result. What does he want? Is he ready to sacrifice all of that just to put somebody in on the altar of experience? He has to make a decision, but he has to open up and see everybody. He has to give everybody a fair shot at making the World Cup. If the player meets his criteria, they go. It shouldn't matter where that player is coming from. In his mind, if player A meets my checklist, he goes.
Right. Before you go, final question. After yesterday's press conference, if I ask you where you saw the Black Stars under Otto and where you see the Black Stars going under Carlos Queiroz, after listening to him, are you confident he will come good with this team and will possibly go to the World Cup and do well? Has Carlos given you that confidence? Has he given you that?
Yes, he has. Based on one thing, no player has a jersey or a shirt in my team. No, of course. I mean, he sends a signal out there that he will go with players who are ready to play. For him to do well at the World Cup, yes, it can happen to any coach. Go and do well. You can just go out and then within the first games, you'll be out. You can go beyond that group of 32 or something. But I think the positive aspect of his pressure was the one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I think that, yes, he can do something with this team.
Right. Well, that was... Nathan.
I go back to 2022, and I think we're in a similar position about...
Otto taking over.
Not really, but a fresh Black Stars team, a team that looked like it was being reconstructed, and their very first big assignment
was the World Cup.
Right? So I think about this team and I wonder, how will this one play out? Because if you look at the components of this team looks like it is being reconstructed.
Yeah.
It's being reconstructed because players like Caleb, Kojo Pepra, Atakon, Zibo, Fatal. Even though Fatal has been around for a while,
so
it looks like this is a time where it looks like the Black Stars is moving into a new chapter. So I wonder, like with this world, like what would the World Cup mean for this team? Because typically in my mind, when teams are being constructed, I usually want them to experience 2 tournaments first. Let's say they do one AFCON, a second AFCON. Then maybe their third tournament together is the World Cup. Yeah. So they would have played 2 AFCONs together. Now they go and play a World Cup.
I'm saying that, look, if this coach should stay after this Mundial, we have Cup of Nations qualifiers to play.
Yeah.
So we should look beyond this World Cup and think about the next World Cup.
Which means should we obsess ourselves over over what happens at the World Cup?
Of course.
So assuming it's a disaster, we should be worried.
Of course.
Okay.
You see, the point I'm making is that, look, Jordan Ayew, Inaki Williams, Thomas Tepate, and possibly Juku may not be part of the next World Cup. They'll be out of the team.
And this could be the days last.
If he scored,
gets to go, it could
do you understand? If he scored. So the rest of the squad that you mentioned, the Caleb, the Prince Edu, Christopher Babusu and the rest, these are very young guys that he can put together and then form a formidable side to play the qualifiers for the next AFCON. Yeah. And then through the next AFCON, you have a team that will be able to compete to qualifiers for the next World Cup.
2030.
So probably you have a solid blaster in the next 5 years.
As if we do our things well.
The perfect.
That's the thing.
Perfect. So I support go and do. I'll see you guys.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Right. And this is still a Sporty Breakfast live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. A lot will be happening in Europe this weekend. And there are some interesting games to look forward to as far as some of the top flight leagues in Europe is concerned. Well, let me quickly take you through La Liga, round 32 fixtures. This weekend, there's Real Betis versus Real Madrid, and that game will be played tonight. Alaves take on Mallorca. Getafe will play Barcelona tomorrow at 2:15. Valencia will take on Girona. Atletico Madrid take on Athletic Bilbao. Rayo Vallecano take on Real Sociedad on Sunday. Villarreal Oviedo take on Elche on Sunday. Osasuna plays Sevilla on Sunday. And then you have BRL taking on Celta Vigo. And then on Monday night, you have Espanyol taking on Levante. Then there's League One action this weekend as well. In the French League One, it's match day 31. You have Brest taking on Lens. Lyon take on Auxerre. Angers will play PSG. Toulouse take on Monaco. Lorient play Strasbourg. Rennes take on Nantes. Le Havre will play Metz. Paris FC will take on Lille. And then Olympique Marseille will play against Nice this weekend in the French Ligue 1. Paris Saint-Germain currently top of the table. They have a 4-point lead over Lens. We'll see how things pan out this weekend in the French Ligue 1. In the German Bundesliga, it's match day 31. The games start tonight. RB Leipzig take on Union Berlin. Atakon will be in action later tonight. Mainz will take on Bayern Munich on Saturday. Still on Saturday, you have Wolfsburg playing Mönchengladbach. Augsburg take on Eintracht Frankfurt. Heidenheim will play St. Pauli. FC Cologne take on Bayer Leverkusen. And then Hamburg will take on Hoffenheim in Saturday's round of games. And on Sunday, you have Stuttgart taking on Werder Bremen. And then Borussia Dortmund will play Freiburg on Sunday.
Yeah, talking about Stuttgart, I was watching them in the Pokal last night.
Yeah.
They beat Freiburg.
A very good team.
It was a very interesting game. I enjoyed watching that game.
Freiburg took the lead.
Freiburg took the lead. And Stuttgart pushed, equalized. The game went into extra time, and they managed to win. It was a very, very good performance from Stuttgart. So that they've made the final of the Pokal. They take on Bayern Munich in the final.
That's we know how that game.
But look, the game it really dragged. It took a lot out of them physically, emotionally. I wonder how they will respond this weekend, but I'm sure they will draw confidence from how they came back to win that game. So we'll keep an eye on Stuttgart to see how they will fare this weekend in the Bundesliga.
Well, there are games to look forward to in the Italian Serie A. Big one coming up this weekend is the 182nd Serie A meeting between AC Milan and Juventus.
The derby, the Italian.
Yeah, that game is coming on this weekend in Italy. You have Napoli playing Cremonese tonight. Parma play Pisa, Bologna take on AS Roma, Verona play Lecce, Fiorentina play Sassuolo, Genoa will take on Como, Torino play Inter Milan, Cagliari play Atalanta, Lazio play Udinese, and the big one, of course, AC Milan taking on Juventus. Nathan, this game has lost color a bit these days, you know.
Yeah, but you know, for Milan this season, it's been tough. They were in the running for Champions League football, but they wobbled poorly in the last few weeks. Juve, on the other hand, picked up from last weekend. They got themselves a win to stay in contention for European football next season. So this is a big game, more so for Milan to try and stay in the hunt for some European football next season. So we'll see. But Juve have been in good form. We'll see how it goes. Milan a few weekends ago lost terribly at home to Udinese. They wouldn't want that to repeat, but Juventus are good. So good test for the two teams. It's a bit of a showdown in terms of European football, and we'll see. It should be fun. It should be fun to watch.
It should be exciting. And in England, the oldest cup competition
in the world
returns this weekend. The oldest cup competition in the world returns this weekend. It's the FA Cup, and it's the FA Cup semi-finals. On Saturday, you have Manchester City playing against Southampton. And then on Sunday, you have Chelsea taking on Leeds United. Nathan, two very interesting games.
Yes, Man City, I suspect, will make changes. Pep Guardiola said that some of his players looked really drained in the game against Burnley as it wore on.
Yeah.
So I think he will give them a rest. He will freshen up the squad. We should expect to see players like Savinho, maybe Foden and Co getting to start. He might change the lineup. Maybe Mamouche to come on. I expect a few changes here and there. But I think they should have enough about them to beat Southampton. The challenge with this is that Southampton knocked out Arsenal. They are believing in themselves that they can go and do the unthinkable to try and get to a final at Wembley. So it will be a tough one, even though Man City, I suspect, of course not I suspect, they should start as favourites, but they should expect a tough afternoon from Southampton. They will really try hard to make it a contest. Right. Yeah. And Southampton, they are dealing with a suspension. I missed the player's name, but one of their players has been suspended for 3 games. He's going to miss the semi-final and then some other games in the championship. So that's a bit of a blow. I'll refresh my notes and check the name for you, but they are not having a player due to suspension. But as they say, the magic of the cup, let's see what matches will or what results we'll get.
Rosinho is out. McFarland comes in they come up against in-form Leeds United, who are unbeaten in their last 7 games in all competitions.
Yeah, that's a great run for Leeds, and that run included winning 2-1 at Old Trafford. That gave them a lot of confidence. Last weekend they won as well. They beat Wolves.
Yeah,
and they will feel confident. But Chelsea have changed managers. Are we going to see the manager bounce? Are we going to see players responding after a very terrible time? Chelsea need this win for confidence sake. They need to get into the FA Cup, and I'm sure they would want to win because it's a ticket to European football. If working through the league doesn't give them Champions League football, I'm sure they would want that to see how they can play some European football next season. It will be fun. Leeds United will look at this game and believe that, you know what, Chelsea have not been great. It won't matter it won't matter to them if a manager has been changed. I'm sure they will believe that on the day they should be able to go and get something. But it will be fascinating. All of us will keep an eye to see on that game to see how Chelsea respond. You speak about the you speak about the manager bounce. Listen, apologies. Raymond is misbehaving here. You speak about the manager bounce. We'll have to wait and see if the manager bounce kicks in. But this is an opportunity for Chelsea to play a weekend without the Premier League pressure and attack the FA Cup semi-final on its own merit. Let's see how they respond. I was watching a YouTube video the other day. Somebody made a bold prediction that Leeds would win the FA Cup.
I told you the Octopus has picked Leeds.
You said it.
Yeah, I told you the Octopus has picked Leeds United. They'll play Man City in the final and they'll win.
Let's see how it goes. If it happens, dear Charlie, then your status will be elevated.
Thank you very much. Well, there's FA Cup action this weekend. Manchester City plays Southampton, and then on Sunday, Chelsea will take on Leeds United, and these games will be played at Wembley. This is still Sporty Breakfast live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. Yes, we are going to the World Cup. And when we go to the World Cup, Charlie, Nathan, this time nobody's going to cook any food anywhere and say we went to the market and we had to ask for direction and we paid the person $100 for direction just for the chef to cook for us. We are going to the World Cup. We are going to the World Cup with Pronto Wachi.
Thank you.
We are going with Pronto Wachi. Nathan, when you speak Italian, when we say Pronto in Italian,
Pronto
what it
is-
means?
no.
Ready. Pronto. Che pronto.
I didn't know you had competencies in
Myself.
Italian.
Oh, I lived in
Bro.
Italy. I lived in Italy for,
Because I
for
knew
15 years.
What were you doing there for 15 years?
I was marketing tin tomatoes. Well, so we'll have an interesting conversation in a bit. Just hang in there. I'll tell you about Pronto Wachi. So if you've gone to America before, you know that food is expensive, especially if you attempt playing in a Ghana shop. If you attempt going to an African market, you'll be hot. Nathan, you can buy a tuber of yam for $50 and you'll be crying. So that is why we are advising everybody, if you are going to the World Cup, I have something very special for you. This morning, I'll be introducing you to Pronto Wachi.
Thank you.
You know, when you go to America and you are looking for Wachi, they'll tell you, go to the Bronx. The Bronx. You know, there are a lot of Ghanaians there. They'll tell you to go to Papaya at the Bronx. You know, they tell you, go up there. And Kevin, imagine you are in Boston. The Worcester people don't give you Wachi you want. And they tell you, go to the Bronx. Do you know how many hours you'll be driving? Just... That is why we are telling you, you have to arm yourself with Pronto Wachi, ready Wachi, when you are going to the tournament. We are joined in studio this morning by Gifty Abishai. She's going to tell us about Pronto Wachi. Gifty, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Good to have you. Let me have a feel of the Pronto Wachi you have in there. You see, so Nathan, have you seen the Pronto Wachi? This is it. Pronto. This is how we do it in Italy. Yeah. So, you know, as you can see, this is Pronto Wachi. We'll talk a bit about it. So, Gifty, tell us about Pronto Wachi. Tell us a bit more about Pronto Wachi for the uninitiated. You know, for those who haven't tried it before. What is it?
Thank you for having me, and thank you. Good morning, viewers. So Pronto Wachi is an FDA-approved, authentic Ghanaian wachi. It preserves the flavor of the authentic wachi that you get from Ajia. It's very convenient, has easy preparation, and it cooks in just 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So Pronto Wachi is your go-to package when you are heading out to the World Cup or for any event. Yeah.
So for those who want to go to the World Cup and possibly don't know what they would get in terms of food, you know, for a lot of people, they know they would get their burgers and their fish and chips and whatever, you know, the tacos and all. But for Ghanaians who will be going to the World Cup, why should they go with Pronto Wachi?
I think everyone going to the World Cup need to have Pronto because it's going to save you from a lot of trouble. Number one, if you have Pronto, it gives you access to the authentic Ghanaian delicacy. You don't go and eat burgers, so you come and you put on weight, your cholesterol or glucose go high because you are eating a lot of junk food. So you have your authentic Ghanaian wachi with you. It's something that is very, you are very familiar with. Pronto sticks to the original Hajia flavor you get by the roadside or you get anywhere. So you are able to maintain that taste your palate and your mouth is used to. It also would replenish your energy. Like going to the World Cup is not for the weak. You are going to be cheering and using a lot of energy, and you need very reliable fuel to give you that energy to do what you will be doing at the World Cup. It also makes you feel at home outside Ghana because I mean, you will be in unfamiliar territory and you want something that makes you feel this is home. Pronto Wache gives you that home feel outside Ghana, gives you home Wache outside Ghana. So Pronto is something you need, and it also helps you express your Ghanaian identity, because outside Ghana it's all burgers and chips and pizzas, but with Pronto you get to express your Ghanaian identity out there.
Now, for those who will be traveling with Pronto, how is it packaged? Are we going to have it in a can or a tin or in a rubber bag? You know, how is it packaged? Tell us a bit about it. Can it fit into my suitcase?
Yes, absolutely. It can fit perfectly in your suitcase. It's like 450 grams. It's packaged beautifully in very hygienic pack. It's going to fit in your suitcase and save you a lot of trouble. Have you heard of stories where people actually, I know people who freeze wache, freeze jollof when they are traveling, and so they freeze it and put it in their bag, hoping to thaw it or defrost it when they get there. And then a mishap happened with the travel. Your flight is delayed or something happens and your luggage doesn't even arrive.
It happened to Nathan last time.
Oh, yes.
He took Wache to London. His baggage deleted. By the time they brought that bag,
Bro,
the Wache was rotten.
Yes.
and not only was it rotten, it was in my clothes.
Yes, it was in his clothes. Yes.
That is the key.
Yes.
That is the
why
key.
you must come to Pronto.
Thank you.
That is the key, because it's
Taking all
gonna
of them away
it's
from
gonna ruin your clothes.
Yes.
And then number one, you lost the food. Number one, you lost precious clothing or items. So you want to save yourself the trouble. Get hygienically, beautifully prepared Pronto in this beautiful package. It's gonna fit. You can fit more than 15 in your backpack, or you can fit it in your suitcase and still have your luggage, and you are not going to be worried about any spillage or anything like that.
So for listeners out there, tell them what it looks like. So it's not pre-cooked.
So Pronto is almost cooked and it's dehydrated.
Okay.
It is dehydrated. So when you open the pack, you have your beans that is ready to go. You have your rice that is ready to go. You have your gari. You have your shito, and then you have your spaghetti.
Oh wow! All in it.
All in it. So when you get to your hotel, you don't have to stress about getting an Uber to find somewhere, or even Googling and then not knowing the terrain. You get to your hotel room and you can pull the microwave and you can get some good wache ready.
So I just put in the microwave.
So you just have to mix the rice and the beans with the appropriate amount of water. We actually have the
instructions on it.
Very explicit instruction at the back that you can follow. 15 minutes and you have good wache ready to go without stressing about what to eat when you arrived and you are trying to settle down.
Right. So who are your customers, at the moment? Do you have customers out there in the diaspora, or it's a new product you're introducing, or it's just for those of us, you are doing it especially for those of us going to the World Cup? So
Pronto Wache goes beyond the World Cup, but it's a modern product for modern people, modern lifestyle. Most people do not have the luxury of time, and so Pronto is helping bridge that gap. So our customers are busy people. Of course, people going to the World Cup fall in that category because they'll be going outside their familiar environment and they will be busy trying to support our Black Stars at the World Cup. So they are one of our main focus right now. But beyond the World Cup, even Ghanaians living in Ghana, sometimes you don't have time to do all that 3-hour prep. Like, who has time to spend 3 hours cooking wache? This is going to save you more than 2.5 hours. Just get this and you are ready to go. So for busy people, busy career people, bachelors who don't have that expertise when it comes to cooking.
Like Nathan.
I'm not a bachelor. You know that.
Okay. Yes.
We have to provide you with Pronto. Yes, but for bachelors, for people who don't...
But you go to the World Cup as a bachelor.
How so? Because I'm going alone.
You go alone.
Are you not also going?
But
Madam, give him one. He needs it.
Oh, me? I'm buying all the Pronto this
no
morning.
problem.
we will make sure you have all the Pronto you need.
So, talking about that too, if I buy it today and I travel, say, May 17, so June 17 for the World Cup, would it still be in good form?
Absolutely. So it's shelf stable. It has a... So the Ghana FDA gave us 6 months. So we guarantee 6 months of freshness. But even beyond that 6 months, it's still it's not spoiled, but we go by the FDA regulation and we are sticking with the 6 months. But it's shelf stable and it goes for 6 months. We guarantee that freshness for the 6 months.
These days, a lot of people have been expressing concerns about preservatives in our food. How safe is the preservative used for Pronto Wache?
So we don't use any artificial preservatives. Okay. It's produced under highly hygienic environment, and you will not have any trouble with Pronto.
So it's absolutely safe for everybody.
It is safe for everybody.
I see you have two packs in front of you. One, I see mushrooms and all. Are they two different types of?
So Pronto Original has the shrimp, the regular shito we have.
Okay.
Now we've come up with this new version of Pronto. So we know, some people have allergies to shrimp, and it's getting
like me.
Yes. So people who don't eat shrimps, we have you covered.
Oh, wow.
This is Pronto with mushroom powder. It tastes just like shito, but we use mushroom. So we use freshly sourced mushroom, and we use it for the shito. So we get everybody covered. People who have allergy, the Pronto Vegan is for you. So we have the Pronto Original and we have the Pronto Vegan.
Looking at the details, the packaging, how beautiful it is, how stressful it must have been for you to produce. Is it an expensive product?
No, it's very affordable. Pronto is ridiculously affordable. A pack is 70 cedis, and it feeds two.
Oh, wow.
So you and your spouse or your partner can make one Pronto and it would feed the two of you. So that's very affordable.
So I can eat it for 2 days. Every 2 days, one pack. Because I'm not sharing with Nathan, so every 2 days, one pack for me. Every 2 days. So
no, I'll take yours. I'll take yours. When you are not looking, I'll take yours.
Nathan, it's very affordable.
No problem.
Very affordable.
No problem.
So where can I get Pronto Wache?
You can call us. You can call us on our number 055-776-5761. You can also go to our website at amjabish.com to place an order, and we will deliver it to you.
Let's go over the number again.
Can you please go over the number again?
It's 055-776-5761.
And social media handles you want to share?
Yes, AMJ Abish Limited. It's our Facebook handle. Yes.
Oh, okay. So AMJ
Abish Limited.
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yes, you can look at the product, you can check out the product, and I think Baba, you should take a picture of me holding the Pronto Wache, because I'm going to be the official Pronto ambassador for the World Cup. Because this is very important. Baba, yes, this is me. This is me and my Pronto. Nathan, I'll give you Pronto. I won't give you mine. I'm not going to give mine to you.
You are no problem.
So
I'll take you.
So this is what it looks like. Well packaged. It's not heavy too. So if you are concerned about the wache, getting your baggage overweight, no. It's very light. It's 300 grams and 450. Yes, there's 450 and there's 300 grams. So Pronto Wache for you. So if you are going to the World Cup and you don't know what you are going to eat, and you don't have money to go to African markets and shop, please get as many Pronto as possible, because Pronto will save you at the World Cup. Nathan, tell your friends who. When you went to London and you were eating fish and chips because you're watching God Sports.
They shouldn't be like me.
They shouldn't be like you.
Don't be like me. Get
They
Pronto
shouldn't be
watch
like
it
you.
and
you
enjoy it.
And you ended up eating a lot of burger. When you came back, you know, a lot of doner kebab. You see, Nathan, tell our brothers and sisters, Pronto watch it.
That's
You know,
what
this
you are
time
taking
around,
to the World Cup.
you are not cooking the wache. You start freezing it from Monday for your flight on Friday night. No. Pronto
Just
has
buy
solved the
Pronto
problem.
watch it.
Pronto watch it.
The instructions are clear.
There's gari in it.
Everything.
There's spaghetti. There's plantain. There's egg. There's salad.
Just warm it well. Follow the instructions. And you are good to go.
And Pronto is ready. Pronto, actually. Yeah,
Wow.
Nathan. I have to take this to my hometown in Italy. So, Gifty, final words to Ghanaians and everybody planning to go to the World Cup.
Currently we are also doing something special for our supporters in going to the World Cup. So we'll be meeting you at Boston with a backpack, with a Pronto.
Oh, wow.
We will be giving you some souvenirs in a beautiful backpack with your Pronto. So we will be meeting you at the World Cup. Yes, but viewers, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I also want to say a big thank you to the Ghana Supporters Union. They've been hosting me and we've been interacting very well. I want to say thank you to the chairman of the Supporters Union, Chairman Polo 44, and the Millennium Supporters Union, and Mishuga, and all the Supporters Union who have been supporting Pronto. Thank you, and remember to get your Pronto for the World Cup, and also beyond the World Cup. Get Pronto. Busy people, you need Pronto, and it's going to save you a ton of trouble.
Wonderful.
In just 15 minutes, you have your watch ready.
15 minutes, you have your watch ready.
Nathan, I was worried about food ahead of the World Cup.
Now we are sorted.
Now Pronto has solved the problem.
Now we are sorted.
Who eats Ghana food?
When we wake up in the morning, we fix Pronto, we eat, then we go to the training.
That's it. That's
Nathan,
it.
do you know that I was living somewhere in New Jersey? I used to buy a bowl of fufu for $40. A bowl of fufu.
Don't do this.
The fufu, and do you know how the fufu is made? The fufu is cooked in a microwave. You know that? Yeah, that's how they cook it. Charlie,
It can get very sticky.
Yeah, because I said I wanted to eat Ghana food. $40 for fufu. If you know what's good for you, Pronto was 70 cedis. So Nathan, 70 cedis and a dream. Me, I'm buying. You don't worry. Thank you very much, Gifty, for joining us on the show this morning. It's been a pleasure having you. And rest assured, we'll buy a lot of Pronto. We'll buy a lot of Pronto ahead of the World Cup because we have to eat. And we know how difficult it is, eating our own food when we go out there. So a lot of Ghanaians will buy Pronto. A lot of us will buy Pronto. A lot of journalists will buy Pronto. And hopefully, we wish you all the best. And we pray that you catch your target market and the business grows in leaps and bounds. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, viewers.
Great. So if you want to get your Pronto Wache, you can check them out on Facebook, AMJ Abish Limited. That's their page. You can check them out there, or you can give them a call on 055 776 5761. 055 776 5761. In 15 minutes, your wache will be ready. And they have the rice in there, the beans in there, the gari in there, the shito in there, the spaghetti in there, and the sorghum leaves are also in there. You see the leaves, Nathan? See the wache leaves? You call it wache leaves. Yeah, all in there. So, Pronto wache. Abayini. They shared some time with us this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. But let's get to some football. So, from wache back to the football.
Flag football.
Yeah, and Rondo is here with us. Rondo, why are you here this morning?
I have a feature coming up.
Tell us about it.
About flag football. I know it's a new sport that's growing in Ghana here. It started in Accra here, and now it's spreading across the country to the other parts of the country. The sport actually started before World War One. You see, when the USA was assembling their army, they needed to get their members fit and healthy, the army members. So you see, these American people, they like sports. They like to play American football, but American football is very brutal. Like, it's very, very aggressive. And when they were playing it, while they were playing, the players were getting injured. And once a player gets injured, that means that you lose one army member. So they had to find a way they wanted to play that same sport, but they had to find a way to make it less aggressive. So you see, American football, it involves a lot of hits and aggressive tackles. So they decided to bring something that they call touch football, where instead of hitting a player to take the ball from him, all you had to do was touch the person. Okay. Once you touch the person, touching the person meant tackling the person. But you see, human beings, Charlie, if you touch somebody, you say, touch me. Yeah. So they were having arguments here, and then they decided to, okay, right now, what we'll do is we'll put flags in our belt. So once you take the flags, they started with rags. So once you take the rag, that would mean that you've tackled the player. The player has actually lost possession. So they brought that in place, and that really solved those arguments and all. So that sport that started pre-World War II is the flag football we know now.
Okay.
You get it, yeah. So right now the NFL, they are trying to make it a big sport. They are pushing it across countries and across. Right now it's being played. It's played in over 100 countries, and Ghana is one of them. Even I think 2022 thereabout, a team from Ghana, a school from Ghana here, Nima B School, they went to Orlando to play in the Pro Bowl games, international tournament that the NFL organizes for NFL flag football, and they did well for themselves. Now, I told you the sport has already spread across to other parts of the country. And in Kumasi, there's this man, Coach Sanjo and Coach Queiroz. These guys are doing their best to expose the kids there to flag football. And for them, it's not even about just flag football. When I went there, I saw they were actually taking the kids to multiple sports, flag football, baseball, so many sports, because according to them, you never know where your light will shine. Yeah. Opportunities could come from anywhere. So I decided to, tap into their what they do with regards to flag football, and I did a feature on it.
Let's get into the feature. It's another one from the stables of Sporty Stories, and it's titled Flag Football, put together by Ebenezer Mensah, a.k.a. Rondo. You don't like the government name?
Oh, I like the government name, but people know me by the Rondo.
So Rondo put this feature together. Let's listen. After that, we'll get back in studio and have a conversation before we take the show home. So this is a feature put together by Rondo, and it's titled Flag Football.
In the year 1940, while the USA was preparing for potential involvement in World War II, they needed ways to keep soldiers fit and entertained at camp. American soldiers wanted to play football, but its brutal nature meant they had to find a safer alternative. In came football. Instead of tackling the player with the ball, all you had to do was touch him. Sounds cool, right? It was